Testing, testing. Okay. Hopefully that sounds alright. At this moment we should be getting... Yeah, it looks like we have both the game audio and the mic audio. Cool. Alrighty. Let's resume Mass Effect. So we had just wrapped up a lot of Citadel stuff in the last section. And I just jumped onto the Normandy. We're still at the Citadel, we're still docked. But we can spend some time exploring and catching up with some squad mates, other crew. See what they're up to. There are a couple of missions that I left undone on the Citadel. Side missions. Let's see here. Citadel the Fan, the Asari Consort thingy, the Keepers. And then, yeah, so basically I could go back and do the Asari Consort thing, I guess. But it doesn't really seem worth it, so we'll just keep moving forward and head out into the galaxy. That's a little bit of extra XP. Anything else? No? Let's see what Joker has to say.
Commander, something you need?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
That's confident.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet.
I really do
Top of
like
my class in
that
flight
level of
school,
confidence
I earned that. All those
in a position like
commendations
that.
in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
It's just a dude. What
What
are you talking about?
Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolich syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
So what's great about this is that there doesn't seem to be any purpose to them establishing that he's unwell. Like it doesn't come into play at any point, as far as I remember in this game. Right? There's nothing where he has to get up and do anything and is hindered by his condition. So this is just pure backstory for the character.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy. Even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
How'd you end up joining the Alliance?
Look, if you're looking for an inspirational tale of the crippled kid overcoming impossible odds, you're gonna be disappointed. My mother was a civilian contractor working for the Alliance. I basically grew up on the Arcturus station back when they were building up the fleets. Spend all that time around Alliance ships, there's a good chance you'll end up going to the academy.
That's a good. That's pretty good
I
for
have
now.
to go.
All right, see ya.
See ya. I mean, like I said, there's no value to that other than to introduce Joker as a character. The little angry overreaction initially was fun, as like as a way to relieve the tension. It didn't go in quite the opposite direction. I enjoyed it. Quite the obvious direction, excuse me. Presley.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop it.
Do let me know if
don't
there's
need
any
your
issues
help.
with the audio.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness.
I can't
This
get
is
the
being
push to
stupid
talk to
and
work
stubborn.
properly, so
No
it's
matter how strong you are,
I'm not
allies
sure
will
how
make
it's
you
working right
stronger.
now.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz. A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate. It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes,
That's
sir.
enough. Alright, let's keep going. What else we got here? FTL Comlink. Another codex entry. This is one I actually want to look at. Technology. Communications. Mass relay convoys. So they've got a bunch of replicated mass relays that are, because they can enable significant FTL, that includes information and not just mass, I guess. The only delay is the light lag between the source of the destination and the closest buoy, which could be pretty significant. Depending on how widespread these buoys are. Presumably, if you're over the course of the Mass Effect series, you do a bunch of exploring and you would get further and further away from them. So the idea of being within half a light second from a buoy at all times means that real-time communication would be pretty much difficult to guarantee. But then again, there's only so far, I guess, that you want to take the science just for the purpose of feel. Like, imagine if you actually had to, if you were like 20 light minutes away from a buoy, which is pretty reasonable for the distances and the scales we're talking about. You couldn't really have a very good storytelling experience with these 20-minute delays. Or at least if you wanted to set up the story around that, you'd have to do a bunch of setup to help people, to help players understand why there's a 20-minute delay. And you'd probably even integrate it into the gameplay. Mass Effect 2, they get into quantum entanglement communication, which is a completely different technology, and I guess they just wanted to address it to give some kind of scientific cover for the fact that, you know, the communications are so seamless even when you're in areas of space that are further away from civilization. What do you have to say for yourself?
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander.
You have been a waste of time.
Briefings later.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to E5 sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
That's pretty reasonable.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Was there some way to not kill that kid whose name I've already forgotten? I think his name pops up on the memorial board at the end of Mass Effect 3. Do you have anything to say?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Nope, you're good. Anything here? This is where Liara will hang out later. Let's keep going. Should be more people on the lower deck here. This bit's a bit awkward. Why they had an elevator that only went up like 2 levels, but you have to take steps for the stairs for the 3rd level. Not sure why they set it up that way. Let's first start
Looking for supplies?
by just checking
Let's see what
on
you've
what's
got.
available in inventory here. Whether there's anything interesting or worth buying. I'm still very, very far away from buying what I want to buy, which is these. But that'll change eventually. So a lot of this stuff in the 3 range is still pretty expensive. I mean, like, can I sell some stuff? I don't know. What I should do, actually, is set up my teammates the way that I would like them to be set up. So you come here, and then this is where you can, while you're on the ship, organize the equipment for your teammates. So let's start with Caden, for example. I'll be using him a bit. He's got the best pistol that he can have, or that I care for him to have. And I don't know, what should we give him here? I kind of want to keep the hammerhead rounds for myself for the next mission that I'm taking. Let's put you on chemical rounds, that's fine. I don't think there's a better amp or better armor for you. So he's good. And then we'll also be working with... Where's Rex series? And he's going to be mainly shotguns and assault rifles. So Lancer 1, Storm 1, Striker 1. I can probably sell those. I can probably get rid of those.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you've got.
Eventually there is a limit to the inventory, and you end up having to turn stuff into Omnigel just to get rid of it. Anything else that I want to sell? Motorized joints. What is this? No, I don't need that. Fine, that's good. Let's talk to a few people. What's up, Garrus?
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSAC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Oh, hey, Bunny. Hey, Pirlon.
You know what they're
How's it
like.
going?
Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way.
It is the best Mass Effect.
Right. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
Because it does what's important about... Well, I think it is because the most important thing about Mass Effect is the storytelling. And this is the game that does the best storytelling of the series, in my opinion.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes
on balance,
rules are only there
probably
so
Mass
that
Effect 2 is better.
if I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it,
If I'm
as
being
long as I
objective.
do it. But CSEC wants it done their way.
Like, just if you
So
look at it, say the
all
totality of the
procedures
game,
first.
the
That's why.
gameplay, the music, the storytelling, the characters, you put it all together, probably Mass Effect 2 is better. But, like I said, I think what is the most important part of a proper BioWare RPG, the way they used to be, is the storytelling. And it's hard for me to see how any Mass Effect game does it better than this.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape.
That's true.
C6
That happens.
was tipping. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate it.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC.
Forgot to include the crouching module.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over...
That was scheduled for installation the day after the attack on the Lazarus project. It was on the calendar, but they just couldn't get around to it. I think that'd be hilarious if they set it up where like you genuinely weren't complete as a project at the beginning of Mass Effect 2. So you just end up stumbling around the station, and maybe the first half an hour, no, I'd say the first couple hours of the game, you're just adding like knee module installed, elbow module installed. Really emphasize the cyborg quality of Shepard.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
I get where Garrus is coming from. I mean, at some point though, you have to. I mean, you can do stuff on your own. You can be like a lone gunslinger, which is kind of what he wants to do right now. But there's a limit to how much impact you can have that way, in the real life and as well, I guess, in this game. You got to learn how to work with people to have to get results as a team. The game could be slightly louder. Let me see what I can do about that. Music volume, dialogue volume, hardware, audio. I think I just need to increase my overall volume. Probably. Which is close to maximum. I think. Maybe from OBS. I hope that makes a little bit of a difference. Let's see. Let me know if it's if it could be even better than that. Game dialogue is a lot lower in is it? Dialogue volume 100. Sound effect volume 100. Hardware audio. Music volume 9. I don't know. Is it worse than before, Bunny? Was it better in a previous stream? Maybe Garrus is just... Also, I'm kind of talking over some of the dialogue. Maybe I should watch out for that.
Nice ship you got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
So I hope that's a little bit better. I've turned down the mic audio a little bit, so hopefully the balance between the game audio is a bit better, and then you can turn it up a bit on your end, if that helps. As for what's happening with the Krogan, it is fairly horrific. If you've only got a 1 in 1,000 chance of getting a successful birth, it's pretty horrific. I mean, you can imagine people just giving up after a while easily.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
We'll encounter several in the course of this
That's
trilogy.
Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
I like how they abandoned that bit. Because eventually in Mass Effect 2 you get to see a lot of what's happening in their system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
Although there's no rule that says that Rex has to be a completely reliable narrator, or that everything he says has to be accurate.
So long, Rex.
He could be putting his own spin on things. We could talk to Ashley, the old space racist.
Commander,
What's your opinion on the last mission?
kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit.
Yes, sir. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
I mean, that's probably true, but... well, maybe, I don't know. I wasn't there. Yeah, it'd be more... whatever.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
Sir, they have flashlight heads.
This is a really
I'll
good
make sure
line.
it doesn't happen again.
Dismissed, Chief.
Later.
Sir.
I don't really feel like having a big conversation with her. We'll come down here and check in on Tally, the walking Quarian encyclopedia.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tally, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on. Probably the fastest vessel ever designed. She's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself, with no emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
That we know of. I mean, there could be more out there, and they're just
Carry on, Adams.
very successful stealth systems that nobody knows about because they're stealthy.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the get.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified,
3 centuries is a long time.
They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves.
I mean, there's got to be all kinds of metal fatigue and
flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and
kinds of
process
small
our own
things
fuel.
going wrong.
But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
What do we want to know about it? Sure, tell me about Quarians.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong.
I mean, 17 million is a very small number. It's a scarily small number for a species.
Other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point.
I don't know, man.
Of course, we
Like, if
also
you had
can't
17
allow our
million
numbers to
people,
become
I
too
would
few.
100% be on the baby train.
If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed.
At a single point of failure with this
In extreme
flotilla
cases
business.
of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births. Though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
Again, this is this game. None of this is relevant whatsoever. Like, this doesn't come into play. The next game, obviously, there is a whole thing on with the Quarians and Tali and the trial. But in this game, this is just pure background for its own sake.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly
That's a
3
system that really
centuries, the
depends on
Admiralty
the
Board
good faith
has
of the
only
actors in it.
overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Because the Conclave could just put up something silly to make the Admiralty Board overrule them, then they'd all resign, and then the Conclave can do whatever next thing that they actually wanted to do. Or if they just were tired of the Admiralty Board, they were causing them problems, they just want to get them out of there, just send them something silly to overrule, and then they all have to resign, apparently.
I should go.
See you later.
I mean, we give the writers credit, but they aren't experts maybe on political systems. Alright, let's go do some stuff. Enough talking, let's go shoot some things. a look at this galaxy map, see where to head next. Let me out. Man, the galaxy map music, so good. Where shall we go next? So we wanted to go to Pharaohs as one of our first stops. I mean, there are probably missions here and there. Usually when I play through the game, I just kind of make sure that to cover every little spot on my way there, just to make sure I don't miss anything. Maybe we'll drop in on one random world before going into all the way to Pharaohs. Anything here? Nope. Let's go to Hydra. Let's see what's what. I mean, this is a pretty good interlude for the game where you can just sit down and read about planets. None of this stuff is super duper interesting, but like this one. This planet keeps coming up again and again in later games because of the story behind it. Canrum was the site of the warlord Shiagar's defeat by Turian peacekeeping forces during the Krogan rebellions. While this band was not especially powerful, Shiagar was a female warlord, and one of the few remaining fertile females at that. She had, through viciousness and cunning, parlayed her unique value into position of power. So anyway, this is a legendary leader of the Krogan. This whole story just keeps coming back up again and again in later games. I don't think you ever have to do anything about it. There's no mission based on it as far as I know. But like just from a little bit of lore assigned to a random planet where nothing else happens in the first game, it adds to little things that get said, little lines of dialogue that persist throughout the entire series.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
General distress call. Sacred Angel medical transport. Critical system failure. Losing power. Emergency landing. Argos. Communications failing. Life support. Emergency transponder. Won't last. Please hurry.
Level 2 heat hazard. Sounds interesting. Maybe, potentially, possibly. I remember thinking the first time I saw this sequence how cool it was. So well animated. So we'll do a quick triangle here. So normally what I would have done in previous games is actually do like a little S-shaped pattern like this or something like this, so that I would just make sure that I covered all the terrain and discovered all the secret stuff. But I'm not super interested in doing that right now for the purposes of this playthrough. So we'll just I think there's a way to create, there we go. We'll just hit the hot spots, and whatever we run into on the way is fine. I won't try to cover every single planet. One of the reasons I was doing it that way was to make sure that I got like every tiny little bit of XP that I could. I was trying to see if it was possible to get to level 60 in a single playthrough, which I never did. I think I cap out at around 57. And I don't know, I was just curious to see if you could do it, and I would try to get every bit of XP. One of the things about XP in this game is that when you fight things with the Mako, which is the tank that we are currently riding, you get much less XP if you're in the Mako at the moment that you kill things. And so one of the strategies was to kill like really big enemies 99% with the Mako, then jump out and finish them off on foot to get the maximum XP. But I've kind of forgotten how to get out of this thing. How do you get out of this thing? I don't know what the keybind is. Vehicle. That's not what I want. Really? How do I get out? Oh, it's Q. You can see that there's a heat hazard here. We can't be out for very long on foot. So the thing with these planets is that it's just a lot of collecting things. Like go here, collect some minerals, go here, collect some artifacts. And then, you know, there could be some interesting backstory in the text that accompanies the artifacts. But ultimately, these are just random collect and fetch quests that sometimes have interesting settings, but I would say the majority of the time do not have any interesting settings. So the Mako right now is an interesting thing. They intended for this to be something that you could upgrade over the course of the game, so it would start off really bad, and then eventually you just, you know, upgrade the weapons, upgrade the handling and everything else, upgrade the HP or whatever of the tank. But then they just abandoned that system and they give it to you fully upgraded, so it's as good as it's gonna get. And it is pretty overpowered in most scenarios. Electronic skill too low. Holy shit. Hang on, dude. Hang on a second. How's your electronics, buddy? You can totally do this. While we're at it, I didn't realize that he had this many points sitting around. What else could you be doing that's valuable to me? You could be lifting things. Yes, you could be. What's this? Advanced throw? Sure. There you go. That's fine. Now we should be able to open it up. But what? Why'd I have to bypass? Fine, whatever. Doesn't matter. The whole point was to not have to bypass it and instead to be able to play the little mini game. But I guess since I didn't have it initially, it counted it as a failure. And if you fail the mini game, then you have to do the Omnigel bypass. Whatever. Let's go do the mission that we were sent here to do, which is go rescue these people. Now, if I remember correctly, this is actually an ambush. So I'm not in a big hurry to get over there, but let's go. I don't know if there's some kind of graceful way to pilot the Mako, to drive this thing. But if there is, I sure haven't found it.
There's the down ship. This must be the place.
Careful, Shepard. I've got a bad feeling about this.
As you should, buddy. Now, again, I'm not going to make a point to get all these minerals and stuff, but we're right here. And I don't know, I might get like a little bit of XP for this thing. Will I? Yeah, I will. So yeah, they scale down the XP for things that you kill while you're in the Mako. And
Here, there's a trap.
it's a trap. Yep. Of course it is. So, like, this is just too easy, the ability to use this cannon. It's really good. And I'll try to drive around and keep it fun. Ah, I missed that. I guess these guys are flying guys. In principle, it is possible to like really make this cheesy. Could do this. Gotta watch out for those pulses. So, whoop, excuse me. Watch where this guy shoots. They shoot at the front of the Mako. So actually, depending on where you're set up, you can make them miss pretty easily. So like, the center of mass of the Mako, here I'll show you what I mean. You see where this thing is, where this circle is? That's where the Mako object actually is. So that's what enemies shoot at, is right there. Meaning, if there was a wall here, I could hide the nose of the Mako behind it. And then the turret shoots from the center of the vehicle, and they would just keep shooting at the wall because they're shooting at the nose of the Mako. But then you could just shoot them for free. But these sorts of exploits we will just avoid. There's no... not really necessary. I missed. I missed. There we go. I don't think there's anything actually in this, but we'll just get out and check anyway. Nope. Okie doke. And I think that's enough. We'll leave this planet for now. We got a level out of it, that's not bad. Nobody acknowledges the fact that we just got ambushed. Which I think would have been cool. Metgos... Varmalus. In the next game, it actually tracks how many planets that you've looked at or visited or inspected or whatever. Which for people like me who have a touch of OCD is really nice, because you can make sure that you know, haven't missed anything. I mean, in some ways it might exacerbate the OCD in the sense that it's a reminder that you, if you haven't gotten everything, that there's things to get. But you know, I like knowing that everything's 100%ed. This bit of just sort of scanning for random things hidden in asteroid belts is kind of fun. I don't know. The minigames in this feel alright. I think they, in the original like console release of the game, the minigames sucked. They weren't quite as good. But like Circular Frogger, even though there's really no challenge in it the way it's implemented here, that's kind of a fun and decent minigame. And partly I just enjoy listening to this music. Tuntao. anything interesting about this. Atmospheric pressure is really high. Surface temperature is not bad. Gravity is not bad. Let's see what's up on Tuntao. We'll bring Caden. And we'll bring Rex. That's going to be my go-to team for a while, I think. You just got the right mix of powers between the two of them to handle a lot of situations, both in terms of crowd control. So they've both got pretty good crowd control abilities, and in terms of what's this? Do I have a mission that relates to this world? Hang on a sec. Is this one of those? No. I thought this might have been one of those, like, eliminate the crime boss missions. Well, let's get in there and see what's going on in this building. I have to emphasize, like, how cool this was back at the time when this game was released, just to have these big wide open spaces to drive a tank over. I thought it was really great. A lot of people, you know, when you reference the Mako and the Mako sections of this game, they're like, "Oh, the Mako, it was so terrible." I disagree. I don't think it's terrible at all. I mean, they probably could have improved the execution in many ways, but it really wasn't bad at all. Let's just jump down and shoot them. Yep. Good thing you guys had these fortifications. They seem very, very effective. Alright. VIP parking, let's go. There's always an anteroom. So this is something... What?
I know who runs this place.
What?
Have you been here before?
What is the correct question
No,
answer?
but I was planning to come here before you and I met. This place belongs to a Turian scum named Ton Actus. It's a long story, but he's got something that belongs to me.
Well, what is it?
Family armor. It's been with us for over 5 generations. Turian military took it from my father's father after the war. Somehow this ass wound up with it. I want it back.
We'll get it back. Now let's move.
Right behind you.
So this is great that we're doing this mission. This is effectively a hidden loyalty mission for Rex. So once we get this thing done and we have his armor back for him, he's going to like us a lot more. One thing I'm going to do, since we do have this level, I'm going to level up just so we have a few things here. I kinda want to get shotguns now that I'm thinking about it. There's a lot of things that I kind of want, but like getting shotguns is going to be valuable to me at some point. So we'll do that. The thing about shotguns that's great is they have so much force behind them. So if you need, it's a form of crowd control that's available for enemies that like to rush into melee range, and there are some of those coming up. So what can we do here? Let's see. The duration of lift, perhaps, or should we unlock stasis? We can try to unlock stasis, I guess. And Rex, I also wouldn't mind if you had shotguns. What's this? Advanced barrier? Sure. And we'll max that out maybe. Where are they? There they are.
Go, go, go! Go, go, go! Go, go, go! Go, go, go!
Let's see if we can't knock him down. shall we do with this guy? Let's lift him. It's a kind of an overinvestment for just one guy, but let's get a nice clean start to this thing. Jesus, how is he alive? Alright, that's not great at all, to be honest with you. Not the great start that I was looking for. Okay, this is pretty bad. These idiots, man. That's insanity for you. Everybody's a tank. That was pretty badly played on my part, to be honest with you. I shouldn't have been there. What can we do here? Really bad. This is awkward. Holy shit, dude.
Hold the line.
That was really bad timing. He popped out right then and there at the moment to fuck me up. And I'm just basically doing no damage to him whatsoever. What the fuck? Oh, fuck. Alright, this has gone really shit. So, see you guys later. We're gonna heal. And then we're gonna go back in there. But that was really bad, and it was mostly my mismanagement that led to really being as bad as it was. I really gotta figure out how to make them stay. How do I do that? Rally, hold position, hold position. What if I tell you to go here? And tell Rex to go there. Does that work?
Destination blocked.
If I just tell you to sort of, not rally, but hold position and hold position. Yeah, just fight from there. But like, I need to open this door. So, the way that I try to fight generally is to use my guys as power mules. Like, their main purpose is just to carry the powers. Dude, get back, Rex. You dickhead. Get your ass back here. You dickhead, get back here. Jesus Christ. Perfect. Now, push this guy over. No, you push this guy over. You break their shields. I'm gonna hit that. Jesus, they're so tough. They're just bullet sponges, dude. It's so ridiculous.
Powering up.
These at the insanity difficulty, these things start to get really tedious. And these guys are super dangerous because of that. They can basically insta-kill you at this difficulty with that snipe. Let's see here.
I've lost shields.
Can you just keep him suppressed for a second? We'll get this out. Hopefully finish him out. Okay, making progress. Holy shit, dude.
I've lost shields.
Alright, any powers that we could use? Stop you from shooting. Can I stasis this guy? Let's stasis that guy, and then once the stasis is over, he'll collapse and he'll be ready for us to pick him up, I think.
Go, go, go!
Was he stasis there?
Lost shields.
Come on. Once somebody is stasis, you pretty much can't do anything to them. They're completely impervious to damage. Okay, that didn't work at all. Okay, now you stay system? Come on, Rex. What the hell? I guess it didn't make him collapse. I thought it would. Jeez, what does it take to kill a guy? Oh shit! Oh my goodness. And I could use immunity, but I'm gonna have to just wait for my. I mean, my first aid is on cooldown. There's not much I can do at this stage except wait to recover. Oh my god. It's a DPS battle, and right now we're losing it. Frankly. They're doing a lot more damage than we are. So I might do the lift throw combo on some people. That might be what it takes to get them out of here. Physics is really powerful in this game. So as soon as that bet's back up for Caden, that might be it. Well, yeah, we need lift to be back up for Caden for that to work. Holy shit, dude, come on. Give me a break. Get my shields back up. Not adrenaline burst, shield boost. Almost. Come on. There we go. And then hit him with that. And please, that might be enough to just kill him or do something. I don't know. Nope. I keep hitting, oh, what is overkill or whatever it is for Rex, and he doesn't seem to be using it actually. Did we kill him? I have no idea if we... Jesus Christ, what does it take to kill a dude? I think I might really just... This is the tough part of the game where you're really way low on the power curve. Just gotta be patient with it until we get the powers up and the gear up to be able to manage this better. Woo! That was scary.
Lost shields.
Look at that, one hit, lost shields. Let's lift you up. Let's hit you with that. No, let's... And then let's knock him back. You see what I mean? Like they got really good damage resistance values, these guys, it seems like. Oh, did this guy get stuck in the wall? That could be an issue. That's one of the common problems of Mass Effect 1 is just the physics was a bit unpredictable and this kind of thing could happen. We'll ignore him for now.
Got it.
On my way.
Go, go, go!
Hopefully we won't regret. Okay, so that sniper is a problem. Okay, well, now that so you can learn a lot from the sounds. The sounds tell you like whether he's still got a shot up or not. Right now he used his big shot, so we can safely shoot at him. What? Right now my melee is not strong enough to knock him down, apparently. I would very much like to knock him down. Can you knock him down, please? Oh, shit! What can I do here? I can hit that. No, actually I need to hit F. And then I need to hit that. And then I need to hit that. Because somebody nailed me hard from the back. Oh, it's the boss.
Hold the line!
So what we're going to need to do is get everybody to come to me.
I'm on my way.
Back to a controlled situation. Where we don't have the boss coming up on us from random angles. So once again, Rex, you go here. Caden, you go there. And we'll just have to work the angles here. That's the scum. Yeah, I know. Tonactus. His shield's already down. Let's lift him. And then let's throw him. And Caden, you're really low. So what I'm going to need you to do is like go over there and just hide in the corner for a bit. I really need your powers more than I need your shooting. Alright, that stasis bought us a little bit of time. Alright. I seem to be out of grenades, which is a problem. I'd rather not be dealing with this guy right now. I'd rather pick apart his underlings one by one, but you know, here we are.
Lost shields.
Can you knock him over, please? And warp.
Enemy is everywhere!
Alright, we're all kind of hurting a bit. Man, these guys. Riveting stuff, I know, but there you go. That's Mass Effected insanity. Oh, excuse me.
Lost shields.
Can we... where's he? Can we lift him?
Lost shields.
Tonactus is the real threat. Where's he at? Is he here? He might have retreated back upstairs or something, I don't know. But since this guy is here, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Let's see if we can't get another one off the board. God damn it. God damn it. Wasn't enough to get him off. Finish him off. I didn't really want to use that, but whatever. I don't know. Finally. Alright, now let me go back to this. Tonactus is still here somewhere. Is this guy just stuck here? Can I lift him? Maybe, and then... Oh. That seemed to make it worse. He's dead now, so that's something. Alright, who's coming here? That's just a standard pirate guy. Let's knock him down. Let's knock him down one more time. I said let's knock him down one more time. I guess we're not gonna get that knockdown. Let's get out of here for now. At least they're staying where I told them to stay. That's a good thing. Oh, finally I got it, huh? Let's get my team with me for now.
I'm on my way. Go, go, go!
Let's see if I can't do this. Problem is Tonact is closing in. I think. Because of the way the power system is, where each power has its own cooldown, and those cooldowns are pretty long. You got to be careful when you're using skills that you don't sort of use skills that you're gonna need later.
Hold the line.
My God, the accuracy is just terrible.
Hold the line.
He's using shotguns, so I'm not sure I want to give him free close range shots. And again, my range is pretty shit too. Ah, fuck! Carnage, dude. The Carnage power is pretty brutal. Let's see if we can't. Let's do that for now. Can you knock him over, please? Jesus.
Go, go, go! Go, go, go!
Oh my God.
Enemy is everywhere!
That was almost good. I'm just trying to get one of these guys, this guy here, on his own, so that we can just deal with him. The Tonactus is just is a serious threat. Can't be ignored. It's one way to create gameplay. Let's see here. Can I shut him down for a second? Yes.
Go, go, go! Go, go, go!
I'd like you to just stay out of this, please. Jesus, what? Almost. Can you explode, please? Jesus, man. Just die. Alright. We're down to the final guy. I mean, he's the toughest, but he is the final guy. Come with me, come with me. Let's just reset for a second here. You go there. You go there.
Terrain's too rough.
Terrain's too rough. What the fuck are you talking about? Alright, what do I got here? Let's actually stasis it for a second. Get my shields right back. There we go. Let's give him the knockdown and the warp. Do I have another crowd control? Not yet. Now I do. Let's lift him up. Well, they stayed, but I kind of need them with me right now. How's he doing? Well, he's got immunity up. That's not good. Oh. Immunity might be running out for him in a second. Yep. Let's see if we can't lift him, or at least knock him down that way. Another knockdown. Come on, guys, pour it on. Do I have anything else? Give him with the hit him with the warp, sure. Holy shit! Finally. It's a goddamn miracle. I'm really curious to know.
I think we're good, Commander.
We're not that great, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go back in the replay and just see how long that mission took me. That little fight there. It feels like 10 minutes of really awkward crowd control and taking things one step at a time. Decryption skill too low. Come on, dude. I guess we can look at upgrading our skills. Who's doing decryption? I'm doing decryption. This guy has advanced decryption. It's still not enough. So I guess we're just not going to open up that box. That's fine. That's fine. Marksman, sure. Shotguns, sure. You know, I actually wouldn't mind being able to equip heavy armor right now. That sounds like a good idea. And for Rex, we'll just keep increasing that. Equipment, take it all. Heavy armor. So these two things are identical. I just get to pick the one that I like the better. Visually, I mean, that looks pretty good. That doesn't look too bad either, to be honest. We'll go with that for now. So hey, that's not bad. Assault rifle, shotgun, pistol, and a ton of sniper rifles that we don't need. These armor-piercing rounds, probably now that I think about it, not the best choice that I could have made for this fight. Probably, you know, I'm just gonna go with hammerhead rounds and just have those there for now. Recoil damper, weapon stability, high caliber barrel. think about those things later. Decryption skill too low. How annoying. Armor plating. I'd rather have that than shield regenerator. Any other goodies here? I guess this is the generator. The armor will be upstairs, I believe. Let's go get that. This is an important thing because this will make our lives easier with Rex later on down the line. Skipping this mission is kind of... it doesn't force you... There's still solutions that don't require this mission, but it's good just to have this one out of the way just in case. Because at some later point in the game, Rex and I are going to have a disagreement. And in that moment, it will help that we've done this. Hardened weave, cryo explosives, radioactive rounds, anti-personnel rounds. Oh, come on. Come on.
This is it. I can't believe my ancestors ever wore this piece of crap. But at least I've got it back.
I'm glad we could help you get it back.
I might just be starting to like you, Shepard.
See? We're friends now. I love this little text box right here. Rex touches his grandfather's armor. His expression thoughtful, perhaps? Krogan are hard to read. Then he shakes off his bemusement and grips his gun with renewed purpose. Time to move on. That's a great bit of writing. That's a great bit of writing. I like that. Let's get out of here. I'm glad is there still something to do? There's an exclamation point there. What's this?
On your order.
On my order. I think we're done here. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Get off the planet. This whole cluster is done, I think. And we'll head off to Pharos to do that next mission. The next story mission, I think. Anything interesting left on the map? There's an anomaly. There's some debris. So there are these big wide open spaces which are very suspicious. These are the spaces where you might encounter a Thresher Maw. But I'm not going to go hunting for one. There's several of them in the game and they're scattered all over the galaxy. And they're good for a bunch of XP and whatnot, but not a high priority at the moment. Let's keep moving. Anything else interesting going on here? Standard hydrogen helium gas giant. It has no remarkable features. Well, you know, I appreciate that you took the time and the trouble to write down that it has no remarkable features whatsoever. Moving on. So we're gonna go to Pharos. Move forward to the mission. Anything interesting going on here other than Pharos? Let's see. Super volcanoes, natural diamonds are plentiful. Okay. Sharing. 60 moons. Some Prothean development. Okay. Quana. Prothean mining infrastructure. You'd think with, you know, all these remnants of Prothean civilization, they'd notice, you know, some interesting differences between different parts of the galaxy. We find out later in other games that the Protheans are more of a conquering race, and not a sort of uniform monoculture. So presumably, there'd be all kinds of variety. If they were out there conquering other races, and presumably those other races had different physiologies, would have different technology, you'd see some interesting differences. I don't know. Anyway, let's hit Pharos. I think I need to set up for this moment some armor piercing rounds for this section of the game. Yeah, I think so. So I haven't talked
Equalizing
too
interior
much.
pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Yeah, very good. I haven't talked too much about the way that I'm doing the combat. So I think in most Mass Effect games, including this one, there's actually damage scaling where your squad mates don't do as much damage as you do, even if they have exactly the same setup as you. Meaning that most of the damage output has to come from Shepard. So I use these squad mates mainly as power mules. They're there to bring their powers with them and not get killed. And I expect them to not be doing that much when it comes to damage output. And I expect myself to be doing most of the damage dealing. That's the way I'm playing it. And that's why I'm choosing Rex and Kaden at this moment, because their combination of powers is helpful to me. Ashley, for example, doesn't really add a whole lot, I don't feel like.
We saw your ship. Fidan wants to speak with you immediately.
David Al-Talaqani. What an interesting name. Who's Fidan?
Who's Fidan?
He's our leader. He needs your help to prepare for the Geth. They're making another push. Please, up the stairs past the freighter.
Oh shit. They named that guy and everything, but he didn't last very long. Sorry, Fidan. Oh, not David, I guess. Where are you at? There you are. You're currently on fire. Apologies. You were not. I mean, they gave you quite the name to have such a short appearance in this story. Can we kill these guys, please? These snipers are a problem. Shields up. And we'll hit that. And we'll hit that. as their power's up. Need to chill for a second. What the fuck, Rex? Get out of the way. Yeah, so against Geth in particular, I guess there's still some Geth around here someplace because we're jammed. But against Geth in particular, melee is really effective. In fact, what I should do, probably on Caden, I need you to have this combat sensor on so that we don't get our vision jammed up. Like we currently do. Oh, these guys. These guys are very twitchy. They can be a challenge to hit without the appropriate crowd control. So let's lift you and let's throw you, and that should hopefully crowd control the two of you. Go. Any more? No, that's it.
What if I find Geth there?
Are you saying you won't go?
No, I'll go.
Glad to see some soldiers. Our numbers are getting thin.
Get ready.
Those Geth are bloody dangerous.
Yeah. This lady seems pretty chill about it.
The Geth will surely kill us all. How is a woman supposed to think with guns going off all around?
Also a fair question. Hey, you alright, dude? I guess I can't help you much.
The Geth are mounting another attack.
Okay. This is a repurposed ship, apparently.
Oh, Commander. I'm glad they finally sent somebody to help us.
You're a bit late, aren't you?
Arcelia. Sorry, Commander. Everyone's on edge since...
Watch out! We've got Geth in the tower!
Protect the heart of the colony!
Protect the heart of the colony. Yeah, see, now that we have that combat scanner, we don't get jammed like we did before. Let's see what we can do here. Let's get that first and foremost. And let's get the... Oh, jeez. Let's do that, please. And can you lift him, please? Thank you. Melee's really good, man.
I don't want to die. Please, don't let me die.
I'll try. I'll do my best. How about that? I have no idea if we were successful, but you can't say I didn't try. Did we succeed or not? Is this guy dead? He's not even there. Maybe, well, I'm gonna assume he ran away and then we were successful. Get down. Oh, not what I wanted. Of course I did, because this idiot got in my way. Fucking Caden, dude. No, that's a problem. Here, knock him over if you can, please. He needs to go away too, by the way. Oh shit, Caden's dead. This is really bad, actually. So I need to get Unity unlocked at some point, so I can bring people back to life. Hi, dude. Let me get my health back up. Let me switch to my other gun there. Oh shit. Get out of here, sniper. Fuck you. I think that applies a little bit of damage over time, which is why he died there in a weird way. He died after I shot him, not when I shot him. Those guys are getting airdropped in. Oh shit, why is that there? Is that my own tech explosion? I have no idea. Oh good, there's a Geth destroyer there. Sure would be great to have some teammates with me at this moment. This is actually really bad. Let me see if I can't just buy a second or two. Will this door open? No, it's locked. There's a chance I'm gonna get knocked down here. I need to get away from that guy. What? Oh, fuck me. Dude, he sprinted after me. Caden! Fucking Caden and Grunt. Or Rex, rather. If it wasn't for those clowns getting themselves killed, we'd be fine. And now I have to replay this thing. And if there's one thing I hate, it's replaying sections of games. Dude, fuck off. Seriously, fuck off. Dude, fuck off. Can we? Yeah, do that. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to help you. Dude. Get out of the fucking way, Jesus Christ. Man, these idiots. Get out of the way.
Securing point.
Okay, let's reassess for a second before we jump out there. We got a bunch of stuff on cooldown that will be back soon. We need to deal with this a bit more methodically, I think, without actually jumping up on that top level right away. Because Kaden and Rex are incapable of staying alive if I expose them too much. Because they're not going to abuse physics, or rather abuse cover the way that I will. And so like being on this slope side of the cover is actually really advantageous, I guess. I'm going to use that early. Because as long as I'm on this right side, I have the option to go up and down. Whereas once I'm over the top, there isn't really a good option to come back down. And these guys are here. Let's back off. Let's back off. Let's back off. I swear to God if you guys get killed again. Will you, Kaden in particular, will you fucking go over there?
I've lost shields.
We need a second to recover here. Let's see. Kaden is recharging his health, so am I. Oh, fuck you and your laser. And I swear to God, Rex, if you block me again like that, fuck off. Nope. Fuck you and your laser. Oh. Alright, that's that guy. There's a destroyer. Oh, fuck me. That carnage was scary, dude. Destroyer, we probably wanna... let's just knock him back early. With so much HP and insanity mode for enemies, your crowd control becomes super duper important. And so it was a really dicey situation there in the previous my previous attempt. It became a relatively straightforward fight because I still had those crowd control powers available to me. Let's see if we can't get that there and get that there. Yep, perfect. That's what I want. One of the worst parts of Mass Effect 1, from a gameplay point of view, is the auto cover system. You see that? Right there. In Mass Effect 2, it's a huge improvement when they introduce a button to enter and exit cover. And that makes all the difference, because at least then, you know, you don't do it by accident the way that I'm doing it here. Whew! Alright. Not the most graceful of executions, but...
That should keep Vidan and the others safe. After an update, we can head out for the main Geth encampment.
Alright, buddy. What else do we have here? This is a Geth station of some sort. Ooh. Armor piercing rounds 3. That's really useful. I need that. Thank you. That's good for what's her face, for Tally. Now, do we want to put Rex in pink armor? I believe this is pink armor. No, we don't, because it's way worse than what he's already got. Great. Good to know. Very clear. I do want a better shotgun. Yep. And I wouldn't mind a better pistol, but we don't have one right now. What else? Caden. Did we pick up an armor there? That was... No, we don't have anything better there for you. Okay. Upgrades. Advanced shield boost and first aid. That's possible. Or marksman and unlock shotguns. That's possible. We'll get that on the next level, I suppose. Unlock stasis. We'll add stasis. That makes you more useful. And for Rex, I mean, we could just max this out, I guess. Give you a bit more survivability. Given how frustrating it is when you die. That seems like a good idea. Alright, let's head back. I mean, you started off the mission with quite the action-packed sequence there. Let's see what these colonists have to say for themselves. Vidan, what up, bud?
The tower's secure. Thanks to you, Commander.
I'm just glad your colony is safe.
I appreciate your concern and your efforts against the Geth.
They may have been slowed, but they'll be back. They always come back.
Don't worry, it doesn't seem like the
What do they
right
want?
thing to ask.
If you want answers, go ask them yourselves.
We don't know what they're after. They came, they attacked us, that's all we know. Their main base is at the ExoGeni headquarters. A good place to start looking if you want answers.
What's ExoGeni?
It's the company most of us work for before the attacks. They fund this colony. The Skyway leads directly to ExoGeni headquarters. You can't miss it.
Of course, there's an army of Geth between here and there.
I didn't expect this would be easy.
Then maybe I can get this colony operational again.
What else can you tell me about ExoGeni?
ExoGeni funded this colony. Without them, we wouldn't be stuck here.
They specialize in colonization. In return for bankrolling the colony, we work for them. Their main goal is the retrieval of valuable artifacts or resources.
Except there isn't anything here. Or if there is, we didn't find it.
I wonder if that's what the Geth are looking for.
Perhaps. As she said, we never found anything of value.
Of course, the Geth could know something we don't.
What can you tell me about the defenses the Geth have set up?
I don't have any details, but I'll wager it's a lot more fortified than the command post.
They landed at least one Geth ship at ExoGeni, and I've seen large walking tanks on the Skyway. Expect a hard fight.
It won't be that bad. We'll have the Mako on the Skyway.
What do you need done to get this place back on its feet?
We need those Geth destroyed.
Arcelia's right. There are still Geth in the tunnels. We also have more mundane problems like food, water, and power. I'm not sure where we stand on those matters. You should talk to the people overseeing them.
Do you have information about Geth in the lower tunnels?
Nothing new. They're in the tunnel somewhere, likely guarding a transmitter to coordinate attacks. It's not a critical threat right now, but getting rid of that transmitter will help us defend against further attacks.
Is there anything I can do to solve your water shortage?
Maka Doyle has been
We're just
assigned that
collecting
particular issue. If you have
side
any
missions
insight
here.
to offer, please speak with her.
What's wrong with the colony's power supply?
Mayo
We'll
Collins
load up
is
on
working
these
our problems.
side objectives and take
She'll
them out
know
one
more
by
about
one.
it than I do.
You mentioned something about a food shortage.
Davin Reynolds is tasked with securing food for the immediate future. If you can assist, please speak with him.
Let's talk about Zoo's Hope and Pharos in general.
Of course, Commander.
Tell me about your colony.
Life is hard and often brutal, even without our current problems. Colonial affairs back on Earth told us we'd be beneath the notice of any raiders. I guess they weren't counting on the Geth. But, despite everything, there's something tranquil about this place, unlike anything I've experienced before.
How big was the original Pharos colony?
We were nearly 1,000 at the main site, 200 more at my outpost.
1,200 people in total. Holy shit.
Our defenses, we fell back to Zoo's Hope.
The Normandy isn't huge, but we could airlift you out.
The Geth fighters are too dangerous.
Depends on how many are left from the original 1,200.
It is our home. There's a chance for growth here that's simply not available on other worlds.
I'll talk to you when I learn more.
Good luck, Commander.
You know, that's probably a good stopping place for now. We had a bit of a tough fight there. Had to do it twice. That can happen. It is insanity after all. But we got a little bit of good gear out of it. And some good levels. We're starting to climb up that power curve. And once we get up higher on the power curve, the game will become a little bit more flowy. We're already reaching the point where I can run up to people and bash them in the face, which is always fun. Eventually want to invest more in immunity. Right now my immunity lasts 10 seconds and takes 60 seconds to recharge. I could make it much better. By the time it gets to the max, I could double the duration and half the recharge time and increase the damage production by a lot. Because we're only getting 50% damage protection now, it could be 80%. So that, once all that starts stacking up, we're going to be pretty tanky. That's where I want to get to, basically, is maxed out immunity. So whenever I can dump points into that, I will. Anyway, that's all for the future. For now, thank you very much. Appreciate you hanging out. Catch you next time.